Herkese merhaba, iyi akşamlar, hoş geldiniz. Hello everyone, good night, good evening, good day, welcome. So, our lesson is starting now. Dersimiz şimdi başlıyor. Bugün ne yapacağız? What will we do today? Bugün Türkçe'de ki eki ve ki kelimesi hakkında konuşacağız. Actually, let me fix that real quick. Ki, suffix, and ki, article. But as I explained in the thread, while making the content, I realized it could be a bit too much for me to explain it and make all the content and for you to understand, because there are a lot of things to remember. So I decided to put it in two separate lessons. Today we will talk about the suffix key, and next week we will talk about the article as a separate word key. But of course we'll learn the difference, we will learn what they are. So we are starting with this. What is the difference between this key and with this, I think it's called a dash, and the other key? The dash indicates that it's a suffix. It is attached to other words. So you can't use it as a separate word, but this one doesn't have the dash. It means it is a separate word. And there are these small definitions, small functions. The key, the suffix key, is a suffix. It has to be attached to other words. The other one is an article, and we adopted it from Persian. We use it for a that sentence, relative clause sentence structure. We will explain that next week. The suffix key has only a few meanings, like 3 main meanings. I will talk about them today, and it will be beginner friendly because this suffix key in books, it's included in beginner topics. It will be easy to understand. The other key is a bit more difficult because it combines two sentences. That's why we will have different and longer sentences. So let's also see their functions. The first key comes in 2 or 3 ways. The first one is locative, the second way is positive, the last way is an adverb. We use this key to indicate someone's location, to indicate someone's belonging, and to indicate an action's time or something's like an event's time. The other key, it connects two clauses. It shows a cause and effect relationship. It inserts comments inside a one sentence, and then it expresses an exclamation that could be either a surprise, excitement, frustration, and then it refutes a claim. Some of you maybe know this, some of you don't, but we will learn that part next week. This week we will start with the suffix and the locative meaning. I'm sure you have seen evdeki kedi or arabadaki köpek. I'm sure you have seen this key being used with da locative case. That's what it means. The first function of this key suffix is showing the location of people, animals, objects, or other things. But I am calling it a location or locative key. That means it is used with a combination of the locative case, which is da. So when you combine da, and of course the uppercase letters indicate that it can work in like different ways. Da de, ta te, vowel harmony and consonant changings. When you use da and ki, it turns the word into an adjective. I know the definition, the description could be a bit confusing, so let's see our examples. In the first column of this table, there will be sentences with da. Çocuk arabada. The da here indicates that the kid is in the car. But what if I say Arabadaki çocuk. Arabadaki çocuk. This time it refers to the kid but works as a adjective. Arabadaki çocuk. It answers to hangi çocuk? Which kid? Okay, 1 second. If you can't hear me or if my voice is low, you can right click on my name. You can change it. Or maybe it was the music, I stopped it. I will still show you. So in this option, you can right click here. There is user volume. You can increase it. Okay. And what is the difference between the both? Let's go quickly go back. This. The first one is a suffix, the other one is a word, and they have different meanings. When I give you the PDF, you can read these parts, the part that you missed. So, and also these functions, you can take a look later. The first one, oh, we are talking about this. Sorry, my bad. This da is a noun. It makes a predicate, as we call it. Çocuk arabada. The kid is in the car. But when you say arabadaki çocuk, the kid who is in the car. So yes, also that example also works. Sepette çiçekler var. Çiçekler çok güzel. So I'm talking about the flowers that are in the basket. So sepetteki çiçekler çok güzel. So of course these double or three dots indicate that you need to complete the sentence. Like arabadaki çocuk benim çocuğum. The kid who is in the car, or simply the kid in the car is my kid. And next example, kedi evde. That's a full sentence. Kedi evde. The cat is at home. But when I use that cat, or when I make a different sentence but refer to that specific cat, I say evdeki kedi. Evdeki kedi, for example, very big. Evdeki kedi çok büyük. Or evdeki kedi çok tatlı. The cat which is at home, or the cat at home, is very cute. Evdeki kedi çok tatlı. Evdeki kedi çok tembel. You can complete the sentence. You can fill in the rest of this yourself. I'm just trying to show that when you put ki and da together, it turns into an adjective and describes the noun. This time, it's a noun like ev, de, at house. The cat is at house, but now evdeki kedi, the cat which is at home. Or simply the cat at home. And last example, parktaki çocuk. Çocuk parkta, and then parktaki çocuk. So the kid or the child which is or who is at the park. Parktaki çocuk. So question, if someone asks which kid is yours, can you simply answer arabadaki çocuk, or do you have to say is mine? You can simply say arabadaki çocuk, and even more, like moreover, you can shorten just to arabadaki. Hangi çocuk senin? Arabadaki. Hangi kedi senin? Evdeki. The one at home. Hangi çiçek senin? Sepetteki. So in the question, the possession is implied. Hangi çocuk senin? Which kid is yours? The one at the park. Parktaki benim. Okay, so I want to have a quick reminder here. Some of you know how vowel harmony works, but be careful with it because it doesn't apply to ki. It doesn't turn into k, ki, ku, ku, but there's a trick here. That's why it's in italics. It's always either ki or sometimes ku, but never ku or ku. And the trick about ku, in some cases, we still have ku, but we will get there in a bit. But yeah, the answer is correct. Bugünkü or dünkü. With these exceptions, it's always ku, but other times it's ki. Don't apply it. Don't apply vowel harmony to ki. So, okay, next one is the possessive ki. It doesn't always show location. Sometimes it also shows possession. Like when you have something, you also combine ki with the possessive suffixes. So a possession is a relationship between an owner and an owned word. There are two objects, two things, one of them owns the other. So we have this ki to show this relationship. So first let's remember the possessive adjectives, like these ones, benim. So when you say my car, you say benim arabam, my car. If I use this as a pronoun, I can simply say benimki. So I don't have to say arabam anymore. I can simply say benimki, which makes it in English like mine. We are talking about cars and I am referring to mine. Benim arabam yani benimki. Senin araban seninki. Onun arabası onunki. Bizim arabamız bizimki. Sizin arabanız sizinki. Onların arabaları onlarınki. So this last column of the table is basically mine, yours, his or hers, ours, yours again, but in a formal context, and theirs. So let's have examples. Benim arabam büyük, seninki küçük. Benim arabam büyük, seninki küçük. So in the sentence, whatever I am talking about is implied in the context. Like, I'm talking about cars. Arabalardan bahsediyorum. Ve benim arabam büyük. Ama seninki küçük. So this means my car, benim arabam büyük. Seninki, yours, is small. Seninki küçük. Onun evi pahalı, bizimki ucuz. His or her house is expensive, but ours is cheap. So ev is implied or mentioned in the context. That's why I can simply say bizimki instead of repeating and mentioning ev again. So instead of saying onun evi pahalı, bizim evimiz ucuz, I can directly say bizimki ucuz. Seninki yavaş, benimki hızlı. This time the object is not mentioned, but this is just an example from a dialogue, so it has to be mentioned somewhere before. When I say seninki or benimki, the person must know what I'm talking about. So if it's not mentioned in the sentence, you shouldn't use this. You should only say benimki, seninki, onunki if the whatever you're talking about has already been mentioned in the context. Like if someone directly as the first thing shows up and says benimki hızlı, I will be like what is that? What is yours? What do you mean? What are you referring to? Yours is slow, mine is fast. So I don't know if he is talking about cars, if he is talking about bikes or computers, like them being working fast and slow. It could be anything. And with this example, I want to show that seninki is replaced or takes the place of şarkı. That's why you can also add this accusative case. Instead of şarkıyı, you can put the accusative case on seninki. So we have you here for the accusative case to indicate the definite article. Bu şarkıyı dinlemeyelim, seninkini dinleyelim. In each case, I need to use the accusative case, but since I have this seninki instead of şarkı, I can directly put ni on seninki. So seninkini, bu şarkıyı, to this song, dinlemeyelim, let's not listen. Seninkini, yours, dinleyelim, let's listen. Bu şarkıyı dinlemeyelim, seninkini dinleyelim. And another example of moving the possessive, dative, locative, all the other endings onto the new possessive pronoun. Onlar benim arabamda değiller, seninkindeler. So I put this da on here, and also this ler is needed because I'm talking about onlar. Onlar benim arabamda değiller, seninkindeler. I'm still moving the endings on seninki. Can you still mention an object after the pronominal key? Benimki arabam, benimki araba. No, you can't mention the object. Benimki takes the place of the object. If you use it again, it will not sound natural. Or benimki araba, that sounds like a little bit weird, like yours is a bike, mine is a car. That sounds weird, so don't mention the object if you refer to it already with ki. Yeah, in English you wouldn't say mine car. You will say my car or just mine. So it doesn't work. Okay, so last example. Another example of moving the endings. Onlar onun evine gitmedi, seninkine gitti. Onun evi is the object here, and it is replaced with seninki. So when I have this ne, the dative ending, like for to, I say seninki ne gitti. They went to yours. Onlar onun evine gitmedi. They didn't go to his house. They went to yours. Last function. After this, we will have a few example sentences, and it will be over. This lesson will be short. So, adverb of time. Adverbs mean like they describe the event or the time of an event. When you say tomorrow, it describes the time, like tomorrow, yarın. When you combine an adverb of time with ki, it refers to an event that took place that time. If we take a look at our examples, but of course I need to insert this reminder again. you will see this kü being used with bugün and dün. So dün, yesterday, dünkü, the one that was yesterday. Bugün, today, bugünkü, the one that is today. Yarın, tomorrow, yarınki, like the one that will be tomorrow. Geçen hafta, so hafta here means week. Geçen means simply last, that was like the one that was past. So last week. You can change hafta to ay, which is month. So geçen ay, last month. Geçen yıl, last year. Gelecek hafta, gelecek haftaki. So gelecek, in this context, it doesn't mean future. You may see it as a future, but in this context, it's like next week. Gelecek hafta, gelecek ay, next month, gelecek yıl, next year, gelecek haftaki. So these are now adjectives, and you can see kü being used with dün and bugün. These are the only two exceptions. Other times, even if there's like it's still i, a, i. Technically, like by the rules, this is supposed to be yarınki, but we never say ki. So, example sentences again. Dünkü film çok güzeldi. Dünkü film çok güzeldi. Yesterday's movie was so nice. So, film çok güzeldi. You can say that. The movie was so nice. But if you want to like add this detail that it was yesterday, you can say dünkü film. Yesterday's movie, or the movie that was yesterday was so nice. Bugünkü ders çok faydalı. Bugünkü ders çok faydalı. So faydalı means helpful, and ders means lesson. So ders çok faydalı. The lesson is very helpful or very useful. But which lesson? Hangi ders? Bugünkü ders. The lesson that is today. Bugünkü ders çok faydalı. Today's or lesson or the lesson which is today. Yarınki ödevi yapacağım. Yarınki ödevi yapacağım. So ödev, homework, yapmak, to do, and acak is the future. So the homework that is tomorrow, I will do it. I will do the homework tomorrow, or tomorrow's homework. It's not yarındaki. We don't use da with days. And an example in the chat. Bugünkü ders dünkünden uzun. You forgot one n between, but other than that, it's correct. That little n is kind of an exception. You should insert this. Oops. Okay, and next sentence. Bugün, wait, I should read the example in the chat. Bugünkü futbol maçları iptal edildi. Yes. So football maçları, football matches, football games were cancelled. But which football match? Bugünkü. The one that is today. Today's football matches are cancelled. And back to my example. Geçen haftaki dersi hala hatırlıyorum. Geçen hafta, here it means last week. And when I put key, I can actually draw it here. This key refers to ders. Or maybe ders that belongs to geçen hafta. The key, forms a relationship between geçen hafta and ders. Hala, still, hatırlıyorum. I remember. I still remember last week's lesson. Yeah, it's basically last week's lesson. Geçen haftadaki ders. No, we wouldn't use da in this example as well. It's simply geçen haftaki ders. I think the reason why we wouldn't say da in this context is because when you say tomorrow I have a lesson or on Monday we have a lesson, we don't even say da in that case. We simply say yarın dersim olacak or pazartesi dersim var. In Turkish, with the times, we don't use da. Pazartesi ders yapıyoruz. Not pazartesi de ders yapıyoruz. De doesn't work. Okay? So, I think that's the last example. Gelecek haftaki ders için çok heyecanlıyım. Gelecek haftaki ders için çok heyecanlıyım. I'm so excited for next week's lesson. So, this sentence is in two parts. The first part, gelecek hafta. The second part, ders için çok heyecanlıyım. Ders, lesson, için, for, çok, so, or very, heyecan, heyecan is excitement, is excited, adjective form, and for ben. I'm so excited for the lesson that will be next week, or simply next week's lesson. Okay, so thank you guys. Herkese teşekkür ederim for joining, for staying in the lesson, for participating. Katıldığınız, geldiğiniz için teşekkürler. Görüşürüz. İyi akşamlar. Thank you.